Hi there, Joka here, and in this video I want to show you two projects with the new Open House Spring add-on. This is a really small die set. If you know the Open House collection, well, I've created a few videos with it already. It has a door base and a bunch of add-ons. And this works with that, but it can also work on its own. I will show you a card that doesn't use the door base. And here you see the die set. There's a cute little bunny and a balloon, a wreath, some flowers. And I decided to work with an older basic gray kit, or well, papers basically. This is the door base. I'm only using that as an extra die set. None of the other add-ons. And so I'm going to die cut everything from pattern paper. And also, if you know my or how I work, whenever I use pattern paper, I also die cut everything from heavyweight white cardstock, because pattern paper is just not very sturdy. It's much thinner than cardstock, so I like to, I like to add some extra dimension and also some stability to my die cuts. So I don't know about you, but every time I don't know, every time I die cut everything, in the end, I'm going to probably change my mind on a few of the things. So I have to die cut them again, because, I have some idea in my mind's eye, but then in the end, they don't look good together, or, I just, I don't know. It's a bit of a waste, to be honest, but I just cannot plan it out better. So this is what happens. I think in this case, I did not have to change a lot of things. Maybe just, I remember changing the bunny's belly and ears on the second card, I think. But yeah. Okay, so I kind of, once I die cut everything, I kind of put all of it together without gluing, just to see the, everything together, what they look like, if the colors work. I was kind of limited by the pattern papers here a little bit. These were not big collections, these basic gray. Of course, I could have looked for some other papers, but I guess I'm just lazy like that. So okay, so here is the doormat. It's really cute. It says Happy Day, and I think there is another one as well, which I haven't used. And you see here that it's much thicker. I already glued the two layers together, the heavyweight cardstock and the pattern paper, I mean. And now I'm just going to put everything together. Yeah, and it's very simple. I mean, if you haven't done this before, it's very simple to put it together, but I've already created so many of these door cards. It's kind of second nature by now. Now, if you remember some of these sets, they have a window above the door. Now, instead of that window, there is this big half flower, so as a spring decoration, and then there are these tiny balloons that you can create. Probably you could just create a card with a lot of balloons as well. And here's the bunny. It's so cute. It's very simple, but it's really sweet. Then yeah, I'm just going to put that together, and then I'll try to figure out how I want to put all these elements on my card. Now I'm just adding some foam tape, and what you see me do here, I'm adding a couple of layers of cardstock to the head because it's not level with the rest of the body. Since I remember I used 2 layers of cardstock, so once I add the body behind the head, I'm going to have 2 extra layers there. So to have a flush surface for the foam tape, I added 2 layers of cardstock there. And now I'm creating my background. I chose this beautiful floral paper for my wall, so to say. If I can't have such beautiful walls in my or on my house, then I'm just gonna enjoy that on paper. And now I'm just building my door here. I am kind of fluffing up that wreath to give it some dimension. And now I will put everything in place. And once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to glue everything down. I'm sorry about my voice. I don't know if you can actually hear it, but I hardly hear myself. I've been sick for 2 weeks now, so yeah, it's not been fun. All right, so I'll add these teeny tiny flowers. I actually wanted to add them all around the wreath first, but then I realized it would be just way too busy. You have the balloons there and then that big flower on top. So I'm just creating 2 clusters here. And since they are so tiny, I'm not even adding any, like gems or enamel dots to the middle. I don't even think I have something that small. I know that in the Spellbinders gem packs, there are tiny gems, but I think maybe even those are too big for these flowers. Anyway, so I'm creating these 2 clusters, and then my door is pretty much done. And of course you could use other elements from other sets from this collection. There was the Valentine's set that has a tiny envelope with a heart, so you could put that on the mailbox. So there's a lot to combine here, but I mainly just worked with this new add-on and the door base. So just to give you an idea with the new set. Now I'm also adding a layer of heavyweight cardstock to these strings. Again, because I'm gonna place these in the hand of the bunny that's already dimensional. So if I just leave that pattern paper, it's not sturdy enough. It would, I don't know, I feel like it would be damaged in the mail. And I think I'm gonna replace one of the balloons here, because now that I used these gray strands or strings, I felt like the gray balloon was not ideal. But I didn't have too many options for colors here, so I had to go with the orange, which I already have on the flower, but that's okay. I mean, yeah. So, and by the way, for the doormat, I used some of the Spellbinders cardstock just so you know, if I needed something solid in color, um, if I use pattern paper there as well, it would have been too much, I think. Okay, so once I glue down the balloons, this card is actually done, and I can move on to the next one. I think it's quite easy. This die set, it's easy to work with. I mean, even if you haven't used the open house collection yet, it's yeah. There's a lot of tiny pieces, but it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of straightforward, I think. And it's really fun because you see this whole cuteness to come together. I think I don't know. I just always love working with collections like these. Um, and by the way, I have many other videos on my channel today because it's new release day at Spellbinders today. At least I hope I will, because currently I haven't had internet for 3 days, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to upload everything. But let's hope so. So check out those videos as well. There are really, really great new products this month. Okay, so moving on to the second card, well, the idea I had in my mind is that I would use these flowers instead of balloons and have my bunny hold them. But then they just look like flowers. So you will see that in a second. So what I'm doing here is I found a really thin sticker sheet, and that's what I added to the back of the bunny's head to hold these teeny tiny pieces, the eyes and the nose in place, so that it doesn't give it an extra dimension. Normally I just use cardstock, but that, that gives it more dimension. And so this is where I think I'm going to change my mind about the color. I like the orange on the bunny, but I have to use orange for one of the flowers, and I think that is why I changed the belly and the ears there. Okay, so you see, this is what I wanted to do. So I have the flowers, and then I felt like, these could be balloons, but they just look like flowers. So in the end, my bunny is just going to hold some huge flower bouquet, if you will. So I'm trying to figure out how I could place them. Now I pulled out this die. This is the small die kit from September. I've been using this a lot. I love the font, and it's easy to work with, and it fits every style, I think, every style card. So I use this a lot, and I love die cut sentiments most of all. So it's easy. It's always different because you can use different colors. So it's fun. I used a striped paper for it, so I love that kind of ombre kind of look that you now have on the sentiment. And now I'm putting together my bunny again, and I'm doing the same thing as before, adding some cardstock pieces to the back so that the head is level with the body. And I mean, this card is really quick. You can see the whole die cutting part is the most, I don't want to say most time consuming, because these tasks are not time consuming for me. They just take a long time. So because the flowers, you only have, I think, one die that's 2 petals, and the other one is 1 petal, I think. So you have to die cut a lot to create the full flower. So I glue everything together, and then once I'm satisfied with the placement, I'll just, using liquid glue, I'm uh, tearing down the flowers, and I'm just trying to add, once I decided that these don't look like balloons, I actually die cut some leaves as well and added them here. So that's it. I didn't add any other embellishment because I thought it was cute like this. And then here is my first card as well. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I could give you some ideas, maybe have, pattern papers. I know some people struggle with pattern papers, but I hope this video helps you in some way. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.